Hello, Steve. Hello, Jill. It's time to game classy.
I'm never gonna dance again. Careless whispers got no rhythm.
Get defeated, got no rhythm. Hello.
Hi there. Hey, it's the George Michael to my other guy from Wham, Steve.
You woke me up before you go-goed.
Wake me up before. That's actually a banger. I don't care what anybody says.
That song's great. Do people not like that song?
Oh, people do not like that song. No.
Really?
Well, I mean, people in the 80s like that song.
It's
but
classic. It's classic. Is that yacht rock? Does that count as yacht rock?
No, that's not yacht rock.
No.
First of all, it's British, and I don't think British people can technically be part of yacht rock. Because I think the British have another word for yachts, like dingle hoppers or some shit like that. Like lift, an elevator, a pram and a baby carriage.
Pram and tram.
And they do have tram, I believe, and mobiles. Are you going to call me on your mobile?
Yes.
We're not going to go out in a yacht. Who goes out on a yacht? We go out on a schlaffaffel. That'd be German more than anything.
Yes, a Stoopwaffel.
A Stoopwaffel. I believe that's Dutch. I'm not 100% sure. Are Stroopwafels German or are they like Dutch? I think, or are they Danish?
I actually don't know. I mean, I know Stroopwafels are the thing with the caramel in the middle, right?
Yes.
I'm like 90% sure they're German.
Yeah. I mean, I like them. I've had them before. I feel like they're a little too tough for me. Like even the coffee where you're supposed to keep them to warm them up, I'm kind of like, meh.
You gotta microwave them.
But that's the thing is like that's too much. I'm too Italian for that. I eat my tough cookies in the morning with my coffee. That's the way I like it. I like dunking my long penile cookie into my coffee.
It's not ale anymore. It's dunk.
It's Dunkachino.
You know, I actually gaslit myself into thinking that was a real commercial.
No, you did not.
I did. Because here's why. I had no frame of reference for it not just being a crazy commercial. I had no idea it was from a movie because I had only ever seen it in complete isolation.
Oh, well, I mean, that's it. Yes, because no, you're never going to actually watch Jack and Jill. That's the honest
right.
part.
I also had no idea it was from Jack and Jill. I literally just thought it was a crazy Dunkin' Donuts ad campaign. Because they like John Goodman was their spokesman for a long time. So I mean, and it's not like Dunkin' Donuts is a small company, so it's not that crazy to think that they would have done a huge ad campaign like they dollar spend.
They did do a huge ad campaign and dollar spend. It's called the movie Jack and Jill. It's literally just an ad for Dunkin' Donuts.
That's actually pretty funny. But yeah, so there you go. So because I'd only ever seen it in isolation, so I just literally gaslit myself into thinking it was actually a commercial. And then I was talking to someone and I was like, man, I can't believe that was a fucking commercial. That's crazy. And they're like, it's not a commercial. It was from a movie. And I'm like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? What movie? And they're like, it's from Jack and Jill. I'm like, what the fuck is Jack and Jill?
It's a commercial.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. No. And I was like, huh? No shit. Okay. Yeah. I legit thing. It was somewhat recently too. I was like, huh? Okay.
Do you ever think back and go, I don't remember if Dunkin' Donuts was ever good?
I don't, because Dunkin' Donuts was absolutely good at one point, and I'll tell you exactly when they were good. When they still made the fucking donuts at the place.
At the places, yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly when they were good. Like they were actually good because they made the donuts on site. They were fresh. They tasted good. The coffee was fresh. It was absolutely when they were good. As soon as they stopped doing it, Dunkin' Donuts got bad.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know at one point they were good, but it was just so fucking long ago.
Oh yeah, it was a super long time ago. It was. I mean, I think they did it in like the early aughts.
The early aughts.
Yeah,
it's sad in many ways that the enshittification of literally everything. It's not even like there's no qualifier to that. Like the things that you love. No, it was just everything has just become shitty.
Mm-hmm.
And then we yell at the boomers and like, you've been shittified everything, and they're like, no, we haven't. And like, you've been shittified your own memory.
True.
So you've literally convinced yourself, and then it's like, then they complain about shit where they're like, wow, this used to be so much better. It's like, yes, your generation ruined it. And then they get mad at you for saying that, which is not always true. There are a lot of companies that were ruined by Gen X.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And I believe politics were ruined by our generation, Steve, the millennials. I think we're the ones who did it. We ruined politics in America.
You think?
I think it was us. Yeah. Like once we started being able to vote in 2000, it's like it just seemed as soon as we like the millennials, because I'm elder millennial. I'm like right on that cusp right there. But my first election I was able to vote in, and millennials were able to vote in, was the 2000 election. So I really believe that was like the turning point where all like just America took that massive dive. Yeah, I mean there was warning signs beforehand. Most of the 90s 92 election onward weren't great, but I think it was millennials. Like we were able to vote, and we were like, I think millennials are very I don't want to say black and white because that has other political connotations, but we're very like, no, there's good ways of voting and then there's bad ways of voting. And then like the more progressive side is like, of course we're not going to vote for the evil empire.
I can't agree, because I think that politics were ruined by the rigging that happened like long before any of us were voting. Well, so it was basically the boomers. no.
I'm saying it's more the way millennials vote more than anything. It's because we vote on like. It's like, no, we don't want the evil empire in charge, or of course I want the evil empire in charge. I don't like black people.
It's like, just true. It's true.
Yeah. It's like that's like the more progressive side is more like, no, I'm not going to vote for the person who's for the cheetahs eating my face party. And then there's the people who are like, of course I'm going to vote for the cheetahs eating my face party. The cheetahs are eating my face.
No, see, that's the thing though. You've got one slight inconsistency there. Is they don't go, the cheetahs are eating my face. They go, the cheetahs are eating my face. This is good, actually.
The cheetahs are eating my face. Damn liberals.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have to remember, like the amount of just absolute cell phones where they're just like, no. This cell phone is good, actually. Is I would say it was scary, but I'm well aware of the cognitive dissonance of so many people, so it doesn't. It's not really that scary.
Politics first thing in the cast, always gonna be a good thing.
We're doing the big hits. Or is it the big shits?
It's more like the big shits.
Yeah.
Man, I don't want to talk about shits. Ever since I lost my gallbladder, it hasn't been fun.
It hasn't been fun to shit.
Poopcast. People love it when you talk about poop on podcasts.
That's true, from what I have seen and heard.
No, they don't. Oh my god.
We're sponsored by Cologuard. You can use our code. You can use our discount code Classy : to get 50% off your first testing kit of Cologuard. Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag not an ad.
In these trying times, it's important to remember to have good footwear.
Oh, yes.
I wear Bombas socks.
Yeah, we've got to make sure we say trying times. That's the
in these trying times, yes.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Anyway, welcome to Game Classy.
Hello.
I am your host, Joe, and with me is always my co-host, Steve. And we are the best worst gaming podcast out there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
we're the best podcast this side of the 100-acre woods.
Oh, bother.
Yes.
So gaming stuff. Let's get to it right away. I actually
dun, 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 dun,
you want to talk about that? Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that was my most exciting thing.
I know that's your most exciting thing. Well, why don't we?
Go ahead with your point. I won't stay with
Magic, the final frontier.
Yes.
These are the voyages of the unwashed masses whose ass cracks hang out as they're playing their games, where they'll tap not only mana, but they will tap into the computer core of the USS Enterprise D. Their mission: to sit in the same game room for 7 hours playing in a tournament, to never talk to a female, and if they do, make them incredibly uncomfortable.
It's true. Unfortunately, or fortunately,
to boldly go where no gamer has gone before.
Magic.
Shower.
Magic
that.
has shifted. It's now just Magic is no longer like the nerd game. It's just the thing that people do. Magic is basically Fortnite. So so another game is going to have to usurp the crown that Magic used to have, really, because Magic is just
Sure to thank the bus driver.
Magic is so popular at this point, and it's become so popular at this point. Like everybody just like you play Magic. There's a absurd amount of people playing Magic. It's like it's not a gamers thing anymore, and that's why these Universes Beyond sets are all so successful. Because if it was just the crusty gamers, they would be like, I'm not buying any Doctor Who cards.
It's true.
But it's not. It's just like the regular people are just into it now. So
I still see, this is just my opinion, but I still see that there is a pretty massive divide for a lot of this. And I think that what you're seeing in terms of like sales has to do with a lot of people using Magic as an investment system and not like it used to be. This is more of like what you're kind of seeing with even Pokemon going on.
Oh, well, Pokemon is entirely speculative market because
exactly later. Exactly.
Like, because to put it into perspective, Magic stuff, or hang on, let me take it back. Magic is speculative. Pokemon is investive. Because and here's why. Because Magic, you'll see stuff like the Spider-Man collector booster box for Magic is the best example of what I mean by this. When it was pre-selling, the Spider-Man collector booster box got up to almost $1,000. MSRP was like $500 or something, $400 or $500. I don't know, whatever. But I know it got up to over $1,000. So at least double the MSRP. Just crazy price. Now it has. I mean, it's still a ton of money, but compared to the pre-order price, it has completely crashed where it's like $500 some now.
Yeah.
So that was just, pure speculation. People were like, oh, there's going to be super expensive cards in this. And then when it actually came out and the value of the cards, like when the value of the individual cards, like have finally hit the scene, so to speak, it's like, oh, it's actually not nearly worth that much money.
No, and I completely agree with you there where it is speculative. And it's speculative because of the type of people who play Magic. It's that if you're playing Magic and you're playing Magic competitively, you want those great cards. So you have to buy the box set to get them. Well,
no, that's the thing. The collector boxes, it's all just different colors, different art. It's not exclusive power level cards. Like there's not mechanically unique cards in the collectors. It's literally just for things like chase cards, variants, and things like that. And it's all that. So it is like, I want the valuable version. And I mean, players do want the blinged out versions of the cards. Do not get me wrong. They're very, very into it. But it's not about the power level of the card. It's about how shiny the card is, or it's like, it's like the One Ring is the perfect example. Like that's the most expensive single Magic card outside of, being rare because it's old.
Yeah, that's
it was a 1 of 1, and I think the dude who sold it for like $2 million to fucking
Post Malone.
Yeah, Post Malone bought it. But I mean, that was actually a pretty feel good story on one of those things because the dude who found it was just a fucking forklift driver. He just like ripped it out of a pack and he sold it to Post Malone for $2 million. And like, you know what? I'll take that. That's a great ending to that story because there were so many like already extraordinarily wealthy card shop owners just buying huge quantities of those boxes of cases, just trying to rip thousands of boxes to just get the hit.
Yeah, so it was literally Willy Wonka.
Yeah, so I was really glad that nobody. I was glad that it was one of the few cases of the rich not getting richer. So that was pretty nice.
Well, I mean, technically, the rich guy who bought the card was richer because even though he bought the card for $2 million, because it is a single card of a game that is fairly popular still, it has nothing but gone up in price. While you're not wrong, the real winner of that situation was the forklift driver. Hopefully, if he paid his taxes correctly and he made his $750,000 off that $2 million because of the way U.S. tax works. Yes, he did technically come out ahead. Yes. I mean, you can buy a very nice house based on that from buying a $7 pack of cards. Yeah, a pack of Magic cards. So how much do Magic cards go for nowadays? What's a pack? It depends on. So that is a very loaded question because there's like a standard price a pack of cards. So a regular pack of cards is $6. $6. Thank you. That's I understand that there are variables to it, but yes.
Because that's like a standard set. Because there's the Universes Beyond sets are more expensive, and then like if they do a set made for older format, that's more expensive, and blah blah blah. There's a whole bunch of fucking.
But it's about between $6 to $10 a pack.
And if it's collectors, you're talking like $20 a pack.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm saying like a standard. You go to a store and go, I like those Lord of the Rings Magic cards. I'd like to buy a pack.
Yeah. Now, Pokemon, on the other hand, the insanity of Pokemon and here's what I'm talking about, where it's speculative versus investive. I don't even know if investive is a word, but I'm gonna coin it now. It's my word now. Is the most recent set? I'm sorry, the prior to the most recent set, like right now, the Pokemon MSRP should be $130 a box. Like that is what Pokemon Company says you should be paying. They're like, hey, if you buy this, it should be $130 a box. The current booster price for a Pokemon set for the most recent set, the one that's out right now, is $240. Now, the set just before that, so literally a very, very recent set, has already eclipsed $550 for a box.
Mm-hmm.
And it's climbing. Like, it's absolutely insane. And it's just Pokemon is like, buy it, mark up the price, get as much as you can, and then bam, suddenly your $200 box is $300, $400, $500, $600. It is buck wild. I cannot stress enough how crazy the Pokemon market is. It is truly bananas.
Yeah, I mean, that's the Pokemon market will crash. That's the difference, is that it will eventually crash, because that's just the way that mass speculation like that works. Is they created a bubble, and then once that bubble pops, all of a sudden all of your shit is become worthless.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Pokemon though is Pokemon, when the bubble pops, because I mean, Pokemon has done this before. It goes up and it goes down.
Yes,
and the last time it went down, like, it did go down, but what happens is you have a $600, like if the box is $600 right now because it's Pokemon Frenzy, right? Well, before that Pokemon Frenzy, that box was like, $300, $400, let's just say. When the bubble pops, that $600 box is going to drop in price to about $500, which so means it's still going to be more valuable. But then the next rise, that box that dropped back down to $500 instead of $600, it's gonna be $1,000, because this has happened multiple times. The Pokemon rise and fall, it keeps happening over and over. It goes up, the boxes go to extraordinarily prices, it pops, boxes go down a little, still having more value than they had before the boom, and then the next boom, it flies up again. It is truly crazy. I mean, it's a cycle. I mean, it keeps happening. It's very, very wild.
Yeah, I guess, but like when I see like the Frenzy, like now, I've seen the Pokemon Frenzy before. This is a little bit ridiculous, where they're like these.
Oh, you missed the COVID one. The COVID one also had adults assaulting children.
Yeah, the COVID one is maybe a little bit different, because COVID was trying times. Where because of
these trying times, you got to get this. You got to get these Pokemons.
You got to have these Pokemons and Bombas socks.
Yes,
no one does Bombas. I don't think I've heard a Bombas socks commercial on a podcast in a while. That could just be the podcast I'm listening to, but
no clue. I mean, the only sponsorships I ever really see is YouTube. YouTube HelloFresh is the only one I really see.
Yeah, we get a BetterHelp a lot too.
Oh yeah,
where you could have your. What's it called? Where you could have your therapy is done by people who are untrained professionals.
Yay! I mean,
so it's like you could tell them your problems.
You might as well just use ChatGPT at that point.
Exactly. So that's getting back all the way to our original point of the purpose. Dun, 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 dun. They're doing Star Trek. That's the problem, is we're doing Next Gen. Well, I guess technically this is Star Trek: The Motion Picture. But
it's TOS and Next Gen is from what I have.
Are they doing Next Gen? I just know they do TOS.
It's TOS. It's TOS and Next Gen, because I saw there's a Gowron card.
Ooh, is he seeking glory?
I assume so. I mean, it's Gowron. He better be seeking glory.
I want that as a T-shirt for Game Classy, where it says on the top, it says, "Is he seeking glory?" And it's a picture of Gowron, and underneath it says, "I assume so."
I like it.
Yes. So yeah, they're doing that. They're doing a reskin for the original series Next Gen. My comment on it was, why bother? They already have the best Star Trek CCG available. But you know, magic players will magic. So
It's not in print.
I know it's not in print, but it's probably still cheaper than Magic. In the Magic version.
You know, it probably isn't. To be honest, because I mean, some of those old Star Trek boxes. You're talking the Decipher one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Some of those old. I mean, I assumed so. I just had to be sure. Some of those old boxes are fucking worth a fortune. It's really weird. They're like the Star Trek CCG boxes are like worth not. They're dirt or gold. there's no in between.
It's gold, Jerry.
Yep. That's it. It's dirt or gold.
Dirt or gold. Yeah, I mean, it's like the Cypher games, and they were clunky, but they were really, really fun to play. No matter what the Cypher game you were playing.
The flavor was always spot on. For the most part. I mean, it was Son of Skywalker, Dagobah 4-strain decks notwithstanding.
Dagobah turtle deck. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, the game is called Star Wars, so I've made a deck that is about engaging the opponent as little as possible.
Well, I mean, that's what Yoda did basically throughout the original series.
I mean, that's true. Yoda is a huge coward.
Yoda was a huge coward.
You know, that's true. Fight me on it, nerds.
Decipher had Lord of the Rings. They had Star Trek and Star Wars. Is there anything else that Decipher had?
Lord of the Rings. They had done.
I said that.
Oh, did you? I missed Lord of the Rings. Yeah. There was. I mean, they made. I mean, those were all their big IPs. They also technically made Fight Club, which was like something they tried. That was Fight Club with a K, like Mortal Kombat style. And what that one? The thing that's funny about it is that game that their game idea is so funny because if they had made it a little bit later along the line of time, I think it would have been a smash hit because they basically did the Fortnite thing before the Fortnite thing started to get really, really popular amongst kind of everything. And
so
what I mean,
I'm looking at it right now, and they were like, every set of the game featured 6 playable characters and additional artwork for a variety of licensed properties, such as movies and TV shows. Set 1 and 2 contained Mr. Blonde from Reservoir Dogs, John Rambo, Ash, Dr. Hannibal Lecter, Syl from Species, and Tank Girl.
Yes,
three characters were Terminator franchise, RoboCop, Platoon, Jeepers Creepers, and Fargo. I wonder if they had the director from Jeepers Creepers.
It was literally just random IPs fighting each other. That was the entire gimmick of that game.
That came out in 2008, so that was a little late.
A little early.
Because I think a little late in terms of like the CCG boom.
Oh yes, yeah. Their formula would have popped off if they had done it. I don't know, like a lot more recently, like around now. Like, oh man, it would pop up because people are crazy about the crossover stuff now.
Yeah. So they had Star Trek. That was their first one. They also had Tribble's customizable card game, which I'm assuming was
Tribbles.
Yeah,
I'm sure that was the young Jedi for Star Trek.
Yeah, it could be. Then they had the Star Wars Young Jedi, which was 99 to 01. Austin Powers collectible card game.
Hey, the World Championship of Austin Powers collectible card game is at Gen Con every year.
Yeah, baby. Jedi Knights trading card game. I'm looking at this picture for it. I'm like, oh god, the flashbacks. Lord of the Rings.
Jedi Knights sucked. That game was awful.
Oh wow, it was the winner of the 2001 Origins Award. Hack Enemy trading card game, Beyblades trading card game, because that's what you want to do when you're playing Beyblades is take the Beyblades out of it.
Yeah, you don't want Beyblades, you want cards. Yes. The Dot Hack game was pretty good actually.
Mega Man, NT Warrior, Wars trading card game, Fight Club, and Boy Crazy.
Yes, Boy Crazy. That was the game that was not a game. That was made for girls, and the there was no actual mechanic. You put a boy down, and you both had to, or I'm sorry, the girls had to select the boy, and you explain your choice and reasoning, and then the group had to secretly guess which boy which girl would like, and then when you reveal, you get points if you guessed which girl liked which boy.
Have you played this game quite a bit?
I have played it. It was at one, like, this was during the area where I had played every single card game that had ever been made.
Ooh.
I played everything. Boy Crazy is always the one I mentioned. And the interesting thing about Boy Crazy is that I mean, we were, it sounds silly and joking. The game was so popular, they Decipher released a fucking magazine for it.
Yeah.
They literally released a magazine for Boy Crazy.
So I think what Steve and I are trying to get to in this whole conversation about the Star Wars CCG is that Star Trek CCG is that Star Trek Magic CCG is that literally anything else is more interesting than actually a reskinned version of Magic using Star Trek.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see the set because I mean, I'm a big fan of doing. So here's. It's funny. I've been talking to Kevin about this a lot, but we've been talking about treating Magic as like a boxed game. So you make, because there's so many different ways to play Magic, but you make a boxed game that only uses cards from whatever the set is, right? So like you make a draft. So there's a format called Cube, and what Cube is you basically take a set of cards that you've selected, usually the numbers, whatever, like 280 cards or whatever. But what you do is out of this cube, you just randomly grab 15 cards and you make a face down pile of, that's basically a booster pack. And you make booster packs that you can't see and you just draft. But you draft from this card pool that you've made. But it's a box. So it just functionally is the same. It's like functionally taking out a box card game, because the pool of cards doesn't change, but you draft it every time. So the gameplay changes. That's a really popular format. And now if the Star Trek set is dope, I will probably end up making a Star Trek cube.
A cube?
A cube.
Like a board cube?
Like a board cube. See? It all comes back to it. But yeah, no, the confirmed cards that they've shown, they showed the Crystalline Entity, they showed Gowron, they showed Kirk, and they showed the original Enterprise, and then there's a Warp Speed card that has the TNG Enterprise.
Yeah. I'm just I'm not sold. I'm just like I'd much rather play any other Star Trek game than this.
Well, that's the thing. I want to see it, because some of the stuff, like, so I mean, obviously I didn't get any of it.
Yeah.
But the Final Fantasy set, as far as like game feel, it's Final Fantasy. It's crazy how like they were able to like really get the feel of Final Fantasy games and port it to Magic. They did a really good job at like bringing the flavor over. So like all of the mechanic for all the Final Fantasy 7 guys is Limit Break, because Limit Break was the gimmick in Final Fantasy 7. And so what they did is like, you want to get to Limit Break, which is getting your power to 7 or greater. Get it? Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
And so you want to get your creature's power to 7 or greater, and if they hit power 7 or greater, they activate whatever their limit break is, and that's that. And then there's all of the mechanics for the various games are like that. So I think one of them is like, I think they have jobs for Final Fantasy 2. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't go super deep in it, but there you go.
It's sure. I'm just like, when I see it though, I'm like, it's Magic. I don't care as much. It doesn't like spark any joy in me to look at a Magic set that's reskinned. I'd much rather be like, Star Trek.
But that's the thing. It's not reskinned. They're gonna make mechanically unique cards. That's the difference.
It's a reskin. It's just the Magic engine though. That's the thing.
You can't say it's a reskin because Magic also has specifically reskinned cards.
But that's the thing, is like, it's like how like there's nothing Magic is doing that's inventive at this point. It's all just Magic. It's the same shtick over and over again, and that's why people like it. Don't get me wrong, there is no problem with the Magic shtick. It's just that it's the Magic shtick. I've seen it. There's nothing fancy about the Magic shtick. Like there's no like if it was like a cooperative card game where like multiple people have a deck of cards for their specific position. Like let's say that you have a commander deck, you have a ops deck, you have a communications deck, and then you are trying to accomplish a mission with 3 people using these decks. That would be more interesting of an engine than the Magic deck, which is just 2 people against each other.
Yeah, there's so many Magic variants of like non-official, non-supported things. I think there would be a few that even you would be interested in.
I maybe, but I've never been interested in Magic, and to my own fault, because if I was interested in Magic, I probably would have kept my Magic, and I probably would have kept those cards to the point where I could have retired off of them. But
yeah,
no, I had to collect card games that were I found more interesting and better playable than Magic, that were worthless.
Yes, they did not become retirement money.
Yeah. I love the Monty Python CCG. I thought it was a ton of fun, but no one else does.
Yeah, I think that I gotta look because I remember that game too. I played that as well, of course, because like I said, I played every card game at one point. I gotta see how much a box of Monty Python is. Oh, hey, if you've got a sealed booster box, it's $275.
Hey, look at that. I do not anymore because I got rid of that a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean that's impressive for being what it is. Even though a Magic box from the same time frame is probably worth thousands.
Probably, and that's the part where I'm just like, oh.
I think Monty Python is kind of falling out of like the cultural zeitgeist, man.
Oh, it 100% is. I mean.
Perhaps the last generation that gives a shit about Monty Python is us.
No, yeah, some younger kids discover it and they really like it. But it's kind of like I think we're the last generation to really get the Marx Brothers.
Oh, that's true.
Because I think even like amongst the millennials, Marx Brothers are not as well known.
Ah, geez, what are you talking about? Hey, you have to imagine I'm doing this. I have a cigar in my hand.
Yes. Oh, I'm imagining it, Steve. Imagining it.
Thank you.
But yeah, so
who's your least favorite Marx brother? Mine's Harpo. I don't like Harpo.
Well, I would go Zeppo or maybe even Gummo.
Oh yeah, Gummo.
You forget that there's 2 other ones besides the main 3, but
true. And there's wasn't there another one? Chico.
Well, there's Groucho, Chico, and Harpo are the 3 yeah.
And Zeppo.
Zeppo was the straight one, or Gummo, depending. I think Gummo wasn't even in the movies. I think that's what it was, either Zeppo or Gummo. I think it was Gummo wasn't in the actual movies, but Zeppo was the one who played the straight guy in the movies.
There's a pretty funny Night in Casablanca Japanese movie poster that I'm thinking of getting.
Oh, that's cool. I know I'm gonna post it in the Discord. I get yelled at a lot because my favorite Marx Brothers movie is A Night at the Opera, and a lot of people do not like Night at the Opera because they think it's like there's other ones that are better, which I agree they're better, but I just love Night at the Opera. I love everything about that movie. So
yeah, I mean, I always just go with the basic bitch answer of Duck Soup.
Duck Soup is fantastic. It's probably their best movie. Duck Soup, and then Animal Crackers.
Yes, Animal Crackers is good too.
But I do love my Night at the Opera just because it's like a classic theater setup, and I love that. Besides the fact of everything else. All right, so we have that's taken care of it. Did we have any other big gaming news? Big gaming news? Because we did 40 minutes about literally that.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, there was really no there's no workshop news really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was talking like big announcement news is basically what I was talking about on that.
Yeah, I mean, all the announcements were straight up just Magic stuff, just magic.
So Workshop actually did have an announcement that I found super interesting.
Did they?
I mean, it's just an interesting announcement to me.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I've only heard about the Dark Eldar stuff, which I was just kind of like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Dark Eldar stuff, whatever. No, they're releasing Legion Imperialis combat forces. So they're releasing like battle forces for Imperialis. And I'm looking at it and I'm kind of like thinking to myself, Where the fuck were these when this game was launched? These are way better to getting people into the game than that starter set.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'm looking at them too. Yeah, like yeah, no, I'm looking at this now. I'm looking at the price wise, it's like it's way cheaper than buying the starters. What the hell?
I mean, well, I mean, the starter set was awful. I mean, I would say that the starter set for Imperialis was one of the worst starter sets ever put out. I mean,
Yeah,
not just in terms of like, because people know my complaints about the rules. I think the rules are put together like a schizophrenic put them together with scissors, put those together.
Yeah, the rules are pretty bad.
The rules are a mess. The figures I thought were great. Even
I love the figures.
They're an upscale of the original Epic scale, which I believe was 8mm or 6mm even, and these are probably, I think, closer to 12.
Yeah.
But these combat forces are actually a pretty good little bargain. I mean, it's not a bargain. I mean, you're saving, I think, like $50 off retail. It's not like you're saving that much.
I mean, for Workshop, that's a bargain because you're gonna be able to find them at the usual discount places for like 10 to 20% off.
Yeah. And there's a ton of shit in there. So even if you weren't like, I'm super into, Imperialis, but you're like, I really like playing Space Marines for Horus Heresy. I would love to have a little Epic Force with them as well, just to kind of like take a break and do something different. You could get a really decent Space Marine army for just to fuck around with and paint for cheap. And it's easy, and it's like kind of everything that you want in there. You get a bunch of Marines, you get some special units, you get some big robots, you get some vehicles, and that's perfect. And you're like, oh, this is excellent. This is great. And even I've kind of said this before, is that Imperialis figures or Epic figures are really good for if you want to play like Horus Heresy or 40K and not have to bring like your entire giant army. Like if you have a mini version of that army, you could play on a tiny tabletop with the same rules. There's nothing to say that you can't play with the same rules.
True. All you really need to do is use a dice to keep track of the dead models, and you're fine.
Exactly. That's it. And it's like, yeah, there's some.
Oh no, you can't do exact base to base for me. Shut up.
Exactly. It's like, shut up.
Guess what? Everyone's in base to each other. Perfect. Done.
Yeah. And so if you actually want to play a decent size game on a small table, like let's say you go on vacation somewhere and you're like, or I don't know if who'd go on vacation with their buddy, but whatever have you. You go in somewhere, you want to travel and bring it along. It's a great way to do it. But other than that, it's the Legion Imperialis is not a great game, but it's still a game. You can still play it. So I find that interesting. And I was like, wow, they should have done this months ago instead of the way that they did it, because now no one wants any part of it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, I guess. I don't know. I mean, maybe this will be the thing where people will actually be like, oh, maybe I'll pick that up. I can't say.
No, I can't either, but they have a Space Marine, they have the Mechanicum, and then they have the Solar Auxilia, and all of them are pretty fun looking. The Solar Auxilia, I would, as I said, I'm kind of wondering why they even put them in the game to begin with. Like that game should just be all Space Marines, but to each their own. Because there's always going to be that one guy that in your game. Well, actually, it's not one guy in your gaming group. You have a gaming group of 4 people. And you're like, let's play 30K, and everybody's like, I'm going to play Mechanicum. I'm going to play the Solar Auxilia. I'm going to play a Demon Army. You're like, fuck you guys. This game is about Space Marines versus Space Marines. Play fucking Space Marines.
Yeah, that is the weird part. It's like if you're going to release Epic, right? Like,
yeah.
If you're going to do Epic, release Epic. So do like, that's where you do your goofy armies, the Orcs, Tyranids, Eldar, like you do all the armies. That's Epic. So if you're going to do Epic, do Epic. If you're going to do fucking Horus Heresy, do fucking Horus Heresy. So doing like a Horus Heresy where you also put in things that aren't Marines is just such a weird concept to me, because it's like that the whole thing about Marines is like Marines versus Marines, right? Or Horus Heresy is Marines versus Marines. So why are you not sticking to that?
Well, I mean, it always goes back to what I say about the specialist games is there's always going to be half the group is going to pick the most busted, broken ass armies in whatever game you play. Battlefleet Gothic, there's always going to be a guy who goes, I'm playing Tyranids, I'm playing Necrons. It's like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. You know that those are the broken armies. We're not playing that. Like, when you play specialist games, you have to say, okay, we're playing Battlefleet Gothic. We're only playing Imperials and Chaos. That's it. And the person's like, oh, I wanted to play Eldar. It's like, no, you didn't. You wanted to win.
I would say you go with the initial release factions. So whatever they are. So if they did,
I agree. Yeah.
If they did, because like, what is it? I think because they dropped, because it was more than just Chaos and Imperials at the very beginning, wasn't it?
No, the original drop was Chaos Imperials, but they did have Eldar and what am I missing in my head? They had Eldar for sure. They did have Space Marines. So it was Eldar and Space Marines. Imperials and Chaos were like the first 4 factions.
Okay, so if I was gonna do Battlefield Gothic, that's what I would limit it to.
Yeah, I mean there was Dark Eldar, there was the Tau.
I know they eventually added everything, but
yeah. I don't remember how late they added those in though.
Yeah, I know that it's too late, because if they weren't the launch factions, it was too late. that's because I mean I played that game, and when we played it was when I was playing it, anytime it was just like the box set stuff, where it was just like the Chaos fleet versus the Imperial fleet, game was a blast, super fun. And then the second you add like weird stuff, it's like, this game sucks ass now.
This game sucks ass.
Yeah, although there were the really funny scenarios where you had the Eldar just absolutely get shit on by the Necrons, because the Necrons specifically had rules that were like, yeah, we ignore all of these rules. And it's like, who has those rules? Like, you're looking at it, I'm like, I don't know what any of these rules are. And it's like, oh, I don't know what any of these rules the Necrons ignore are, because they're all Eldar rules. The Necrons just ignored like almost all of the Eldar special rules. It was so funny.
Yeah, no, you're 100% correct. There's always going to be some later faction that is introduced and is broken. The only game that I think never really did that was Mordheim. I don't think that there was ever anything that was obliquely broken.
Mordheim is the same as War Master. No faction specifically broke the game. However, there were specific builds that broke the game, and the most broken build in Mordheim was at launch anyway, and you just don't play with the guy who uses it. So you just
who's that?
Maximum gold spent on Skaven Slingers.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It's okay. You literally spend all of your gold on Skaven Slingers, so you have like a 30 model warband, and they all shoot. You can't lose. It's really stupid.
Yeah, but didn't they? I'm sorry. Didn't they release a? I was away from the microphone for a second. Didn't they have like a rule where the maximum number of figures could be in the warband? Didn't they add that, or was that just like a house rule?
I think that was just a house rule.
I think there was at one point, I think there was like a thing like where it was like you could only have up to like 12 figures in a
maybe it's 15. I think it's 15.
15, yeah.
Yeah, so you take one Skaven leader and 14 Skaven with slings.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, you just every single model that you can just take Skaven with slings, and it is awful. It's really really bad. Like it is, because the Skaven are really fast and the slings have enough range where basically no faction can really compete with it. It's really stupid. So you just don't play with those guys.
No, you don't. I remember that now. Yeah, because I think it was like you had a max of 15, and it was just like if you maxed it out, you could kind of get around some of those rules.
Because your entire warband is movement 6. So you have the fastest warband. You have slings, so you literally can't lose, because you just stand there and you shoot at everything, and if anything gets close, you just run away, and your stuff is faster. So while you're doing this and like attempting to table the other player, you're also probably winning the objectives.
Yeah, yeah. You're right though. You just don't play against that person.
Yeah, you kick that guy out of the gaming group. It's fine, and then then suddenly more time's fine. War Master's the same way. It was like you take the E formation bowman guy, like he's playing undead, all E formation skeleton bowman. His entire list is just skeleton bowman in the E shape. Again, you just kick that guy out of the gaming group and you're fine. I mean, more people need to just not, like, so many of the issues that arise with wargaming specifically would just go away if people just refused to play people.
But you're talking about people who are afraid of answering a telephone call, Steve.
You're not wrong. I mean, I did. When I went to a tournament, I saw a guy's list and I was like, okay, you win. I scoop. And I was just like, I'm gonna go outside and smoke. So I looked at his army list and I was just like, cool. I'm not playing. I'm conceding. So I went to the tournament organizer. I'm like, I'm conceding. You can give my opponent full points. He was so mad. It was really funny.
Yeah, but that's fine. I just saw something about. It was like, on my YouTube recommendations, there was a guy that was talking about the. There was a video about like the list that broke a tournament, and it was the person who had like the Deep Strike Tau or no, he was like a Deep Strike Dark Elder or something like that, and then the Kroot player put all the Kroot on the back edge of the table.
Oh yeah, that was it was White Scars. He had a White Scars biker army, and he chose to put his entire army into reserve.
Yeah,
and so the dude put his Kroot at the table edge, and the guy couldn't deploy, so he won instantly.
Yeah, it was like a whole thing about that, and it was like, yeah, that's a nice way of breaking, power lists like that. But at the same time, it's like, why even play against either of these people?
Yeah. Well, that thing, the dude's Tau list was just like a pretty generic Tau list. Like he had a pretty generic Tau list with Kroot. The other guy was playing the cheesiest White Scars list possible. And
that's why you don't play in tournaments. We've all learned this lesson at some point in our lives.
It's true. Tournaments are, if you're going to a tournament and you're not bringing just degenerate cheese, don't go to the tournament.
Yeah,
because that's all you're going to play against. Like really, that is just kind of how it is. So, think about that. And then you play against people who do like because it's so funny. Every time I look at old world stuff, the tournament brain rot is so severe. It is actually kind of sickening. Like looking at every because I was like I wonder how good Slayers are, because I want to make a Slayer army. Well, not a Slayer army, but I'm going to do for my dwarves. I'm going to do Ungren Iron Fist, so I'm going to do his hold. And I was like, I wonder how good Slayers are, and I looked at them like, oh, they look pretty good. And like every single conversation about the Slayers is how they're bad because blah 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 blah. And I'm like, every one of these opinions is forged on the fact that they're playing Warhammer pitched battle, kill the other guy. Like every single person is talking about, oh, they'll never get to anything, they'll never kill it. And I'm like, what? I'm like, they're Slayers. Like you can like park them on an objective and like that. Oh, none of these people are talking about objectives. Oh, right. All of these people literally just play pitched battle, kill the other person, nothing else. I forgot. It was like that one guy, I was reading his blog, and one of the comments was the most telling thing. He says, I'm not having too great of a time with it was a comment on his post, and they shared the same vibes, but the guy commented, he says out of the 30 opponents I've played with in the old world, 28 of them refuse to play anything other than pitched battle. And I was like, yeah, that's the problem with old world. It's not the old world rule set people don't like. It's the fact that people don't play the game. They play their stupid, extremely narrow version of the game. Like, play with a fucking baggage train, guy. Like, like Jesus. Like the baggage train scenario is enough to break most of the beardy lists. Like literally, just playing that scenario, most of the busted lists will lose because you're playing that scenario.
People. It's weird. People think that they have to play pitch battles because that's what pickup games are best around. So they don't form like actual gaming groups where you can do fun stuff like that with regular meetups and things like that. Because people, it's weird. I'm always the type of, this gets into way more sociological stuff than anything.
The social antisocial?
The social antisocial. Because I'm the type of person that I always find it weird that I'm the type of person that if someone called me up and said like, hey, Joe, do you want to go play a game of Warhammer tonight? I'd be like, sure, I got nothing else going on. I mean, well, now I do, because I do actually, I'm doing adult social entertainment for myself. I do theater, right? So I actually do have rehearsals and stuff like that. But before that, if someone was like, hey, if you want to go play a pickup game, I'd be like, sure, got no problem. Let's go play. But it's like, but other people are like, I don't know. I don't know if I can or can't. I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing? I know you. You don't have any outside interests. What the fuck are you doing? You can't go out and play a fucking game. Like, are you? Do you have to sit at home and watch reruns of Columbo? What is your problem? Like, you don't have kids. You don't have. You have no other social life. What are you talking about? But
yeah, no, it is odd. It's the social antisocial. It's a very strange thing.
This does not cost you any money. I know it doesn't cost you any money. You already have the armies, and it's not like there's a table fee. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Some places have a table fee, but it's usually like $5 to $10.
And most places with a table fee isn't even a fee. It's like, buy something at my shop, guy.
Yeah, it's like you get a $5 gift certificate or something,
right?
$5 credit.
Yeah, or buy some snacks. Like it ain't that hard.
Exactly. Did you see what the figure I sent you, by the way?
Oh no, let me look.
This popped up the other day, and I wanted to show it to you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's a thick plague bearer of Nurgle.
Hell yeah.
So it's right up Steve's alley. Or Steve wants to put it up right its alley.
But boom.
What? But yes, you are correct in that there is a very narrow view of the old world, and that goes with all games. And I think that the problem is that online chatter tends towards tournament play or competitive play, and that's what colors the discussion on the game. So you want to stay away from that, but that's the way that you could communicate on a lot of things. But I also think it has to do with the parasocial relationship that a lot of these games have built up in people's minds of, I don't play this game, I don't paint this game, I watch other people play this game and other people paint this game. So I comment on that, not necessarily on my own experience. And it's a massive issue with, I think, humanity as opposed to just the gaming community. It's like, get out there, meet people, have fun, do this sort of thing.
The funniest part about that is that when you're watching people playing Warhammer in many cases, it's kind of funny. One of the reasons that I want to do battle reports, and I have a very specific way of how I want to do battle reports, which eventually when I do them, I will do them. But so many fucking people they just play the rules wrong. It's crazy. Like watching so many battle reports, I'm just like there was a dude who was taking ward slaves on his slayers.
Oh.
And I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing? Slayers don't have a fucking ward save. Like what is happening?
They have a ward save versus shooting, right?
So Slayers have no ward Slayers have no ward save.
I thought they had something versus shooting. That's just my I don't know off the top of my head.
There was
or maybe it's War Dancers I'm thinking of.
You're probably thinking of War Dancers, or you're thinking of
War Dancers in like 5th edition.
yeah. Or there was some old special rule in the Slayer list in the Storm of Chaos that's like
that could be it too, yeah.
Mucking around in your brain. But yeah, no,
they don't get any any saves. They get destroyed.
Yeah, they have no fucking saves. Like they have literally 0 saves. They have toughness 4 is their saving throw. The other special rule they have is that when they roll a wound, a 4 is always a success to wound. Yes. Anything doesn't matter. They are unbreakable, of course, because they're Slayers. Immune to Psych because they're Slayers, of course. They have a really cool mechanic where you can upgrade any amount of models in the unit to Giant Slayers, who are always in the front rank, but every Giant Slayer behaves as a unit champion. So if you have a unit of Slayers that's 16 Giant Slayers, you have 16 unit champions, and all of them can issue challenges, which is really cool because you can have a whole bunch of them. But yeah, other than that, they got no fucking saves of any kind. So yeah, dude was just taking ward saves because he thought they did. Because actually, I know no, you know what? I fucking know exactly why he was doing it. I know exactly why he was doing it.
Why was he doing it, Steve?
The Slayers in Age of Sigmar have a 6-up ward save.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's why he was doing it. The Age of Sigmar Slayers have a ward save because of the Gromril, the gold that they've hammered into their flesh.
Yeah, I mean, it's. That makes sense to me. I just I couldn't remember. I haven't played with my dwarf. I think I played with my dwarves once with it, and I don't remember any of the rules, and I wasn't really even playing. I was kind of just testing out some stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Slayers. you have to have like a massive block of Slayers. They are a pretty big point sink in order to make Slayers effective. But
I think you can use them in two ways. I think you can either have them as like the huge fuck ass block where there's just a shitload of them, or you have the really tiny, like the little like 4 or 5 mans where they're just running around on the flanks like, wow, we're Slayers. Because like if like, yeah, you can shoot at them, you can shoot at my 4 model unit. Like go for it. And that also fits. That also, unlike most MSU stuff, small units of Slayers actually fits the lore.
Yeah, it does. And actually, I think you know how GW buffed infantry units to make them effective.
Mm-hmm.
I think that something similar needs to happen with missile troops. Not to be as effective as they made infantry, but I think missile troops in general are just so useless. It's like I'd much rather put that amount of points into artillery or war machines, which are a little more effective than shooting.
Yeah, I mean shooting's okay. It's just I don't mind shooting where it might be a little weak, but I mean shooting's a problem because you do not want to have a game where gun lines are viable. You just don't.
No, you don't.
So that's a really hard thing to bounce.
That's why I prefaced it by saying is you don't want to make them too effective because then you'll just have gunline armies.
Yeah, and gunline armies would be very, very not good.
Well, gunline armies are boring, and
yes.
No one wants to play against a gunline army.
No, they're boring as fucking hell. Like you like nobody wants to do that. It's bad. And like, because perfect example, I mean, there was the one thing that people were doing, which was the cheesiest shit, was they made a gigantic, and of course it's been nerfed into oblivion because they nerfed poison attacks. But for a while there was the like 80-man block of archers with poisoned attacks, where it was just like, yeah, okay, cool game.
Boring.
Yeah, it's just like the most boring shit ever. Like,
all right. So let's talk about just some other stuff because we're running low on time. We're actually over time, but whatever. I did want to talk about the new Conflict 47 box set. I don't know if you saw that. Conflict 47 we mentioned is getting a re-up, so they're doing a new box set, a 2-player starter set from there. It looks interesting. I don't know if you've seen it.
I have not. No.
Yeah, it's let me see.
I'll bring it up.
Yeah, I'll give you a second to bring it up while I'm looking for it. I mean,
Conflict 47. I'm seeing. I see it. The starter set. Conflict 47 starter set. It's got the Germans, and it has
Germans in the U.S. of course.
Germans and the Americans.
Yeah, we don't care about British.
I mean, come on. America by itself clearly won World War II.
America. But I wanted to mention it because it does look like they're walking around with a battle tech mech.
Yeah, they are. That literally is a battle mech. And of course the Germans have a spider tank.
Yeah, because the Germans were all into spider tank design when they were putting together their shit. You don't get a ton of minis in there, but they are cool enough. You get some little corner terrain and things like that.
The Nazi power armor guys are pretty cool.
Yeah, but it's just like normal Nazi power armor. Like, where does that design come from? How is it anywhere related to the Nazis in terms of their?
I'm sure they've got some bullshit lore you could read that explains it all, Joe.
Well, that's what you open up the book and it literally says in the Germans bullshit lore, and you're like, oh, okay, I get it. This is just bullshit lore.
Yeah, is this the one where they found alien technology?
Yeah, of course, because that's always. Remember, we said that in the podcast is that everything in alternate World War II games has to come down to alien technology and or free energy.
See, here's what I would have done if I was gonna. Here's what I would have done if I was going to do an alternate World War II. What would you have done? I would I would use alien technology, but very specifically, my World War II version and alien technology would be post War of the Worlds.
Who did that?
I don't think anyone did that. There is a game called All Quiet on the Martian Front is what you're thinking of.
Yes. No. I'm thinking there's a book that did something similar.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. It might be the Harry Turtledove series, the World War series, but that wasn't really like after War of the Worlds. That was just an alien race that came down during World War II. So everyone in World War II had to work together to kill the aliens.
Ah, okay.
I think that they were addicted to ginger.
That's wild.
I read that book like 30 years ago, so it's really hard for me to remember.
So that would be my if I was going to do the gimmick of I want alien technology in my World War II game, I would very specifically do it off of the War of the Worlds is over. There was peace on Earth for a while, but now humans have retrofitted what is it? It's not retrofitted. Isn't the word? I've forgotten my vocabulary. I need my thesaurus.
Yeah, retrofitted.
Is it
That's the
retrofitted?
word.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, then very good. They've retrofitted the technology of the Martians that they each individually stole, and it's their own versions of it.
Yeah. Oh, that would now see. I like that idea. Like that
So-
is there each army takes this technology and applies it to their own tanks and weaponry, because that's what really happened in World War II. There was technology that was found, and they all kind of adapted it to their own armies. That's interesting to me.
So you have like the Zero, and the Zero has the tentacles from the tripod. Like tentacles from the wings, like tentacles fly out under the wings to like literally melee attack other planes or some shit.
Ooh,
Just something like that.
No, I like that guy. Then so the Germans are really into the whole tripod thing. So they have a lot of Walker
Yes.
tanks
The
because
Germans use the walkers.
and the U.S. really likes the ray
The heat
gun.
guns.
I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah,
U.S. is all about the heat guns. Yeah. So like the U.S. has like their infantry squads are literally dudes with like regular Thompsons, but their entire job is to guard the like 3-man teams who set up the giant heat cannons to like blast the fuck out of other infantry.
Or like one of the like the U.S. like heat guns run off of tungsten, and the U.S. has a lot of tungsten, so they have more heat guns. While the Germans don't have access to the tungsten, so they can't really use them as much. But they do have access to this, which was used in the Walkers. Okay, see, that makes sense. I like that, Steve. That's great. Instead of just like, well, the U.S. has Native Americans and they're shapeshifters, so they get to turn into werewolves, and it's like, oh, we fucking know this. It's been done.
Yeah.
But whatever. No one's going to play this game. So, other thing, GW was talking about War of the Rohirrim again, which is the first time they've done that in a while.
Yeah, they're doing minis for it.
Yeah. Well, they've done minis for it before. They released that whole box set. But they one of the things that they showed was the Renegade Muma kill. I don't know if you've seen War of the Rohirrim yet.
I have not.
You need to watch that.
I will.
But there's a rogue Muma kill in there, and the sculpt for it is gorgeous.
Ooh.
Yeah. So they're releasing a softcover book for it. I could have swore that they were doing a new edition of this. This could be just some weird like Berenstain Bear effect or Mandela effect of me remembering that they were saying we're doing a new edition of Lord of the Rings, but I have not seen anything about it in 2 years, maybe. So I'm wondering what the fuck is going on.
I see the Helm Hammerhand is in there. He looks pretty dope.
Oh yeah, those were already released. A good chunk of those figures were already released, and they did do the box set, the new riders. They have some new riders, a lot of older stuff, and I think it like all the stuff looks great, and it's definitely, you could see that the people who are painting those figures love painting those figures. They're gorgeous.
Oh yeah, I mean the biggest the best thing about living in the UK is you actually might be able to find someone to play the Lord of the Rings strategy battle game against.
Well, that and Universal Healthcare.
They're getting rid of that soon. Don't worry.
Yeah, and you also have to have a permit for any steak knives in your house. Also, Star Wars Legion is doing new starter sets. I don't know if you saw that. Star Wars Legion, A, still around, and B, is somehow going to find enough stock to put together starter sets, because you really can't get stock of these games anywhere. Maybe you can now that nobody's playing the games, but they're releasing new starter sets for the Rebels and the Imperials. They look pretty cool. If you're a guy who only plays Star Wars games, these might be worth the pickup. I only play.
They are already picking them up because they only play Star Wars games.
Yes, that's very true. I do like that they have the Rebels, for example. You get Luke Skywalker, you get a bunch of Rebel commandos, you get some Wookiees. That's all you fucking need, right?
Yeah.
Rebels should have nothing more than what is in this box set. Never. They shouldn't have vehicles. They shouldn't have artillery. They should have nothing. This is all that Rebels should have, because that's all the Rebels did have. So if you're playing anything else, you are playing Star Wars wrong.
True. You can have one Ewok.
You can have one Ewok. That's it. And it's $100, so it's not a bad deal in all honesty. 600 points. I would do that for fucking Legion if I knew people who played that game and I wanted to play it and I cared about all the chits and tokens and dice and everything else, which I'm just like, ugh. This is just Warhammer with more steps.
Yeah.
And what else did I have? I'm looking at my list of releases. Oh, all the mini games that I've been mini games that I've been discovering lately. I've been sending them to you mostly.
Oh yeah, the coffee table game was great.
Yeah, what's that one where is it? Oh, Great Helm. It is a micro skirmish game, and that means it's only played on like a sheet of paper. I thought that was super interesting. It's like
it's the 6 nights versus 6 nights. It looks awesome.
Yeah, it looked really neat. I would really take a look at this if you're interested in it. It looks a little more complex, but because of the small play size, I think the complexity actually would work for a game. And it looks like it would only take about an hour to play once you've kind of got it done. But it does look like it devolves into mass melee in the center of the table type play. But I think it looks really neat, and I think it could be skinned for like whatever type of fantasy game that you would like to play. So if you're really into, I don't know, a game of Thrones, it looks like it could like really scale well with Game of Thrones, and you could actually use the Game of Thrones figures that you have from that big battle game and use it for that instead.
Yeah, I mean, you're never going to see any more releases for that. Cool Meter, that's gone.
Yeah. And it could also be good for like a tiny Warhammer skirmish game as well, I was thinking.
True.
So it's a game to take a look at. It's called Great Helm. I think it's a micro skirmish game of chivalric fantasy. It's up on Kickstarter right now. I found it on, I think it was, what was it, Tabletop Gaming News or something or other? I don't know. But I found that, what's it called? The Edwardian fantasy role-playing game that I was talking about in the last podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Looking for it. So it's called Castles in the Air. It's a coming-of-age period drama RPG based off Little Women. It's in Anna Green Gables. So it's like definitely not something that you and I would play.
No.
But I think it's something that's interesting nonetheless. This is one of them. Let me see. It's available right now on pre-order. So I would take a look at that. It's if you're interested in that, I think it's a great way to get maybe some people who are not really into the fantasy aspect of RPG. It's like definitely a different type.
It could be a really fun activity for an English lit teacher or something, maybe.
Maybe that could be interesting,
like for your students.
Yeah. And one other thing is Invincible superhero role-playing is now live on Kickstarter. Don't know why we need it, but it's there for people who would like to play the Invincible role-playing game. I found that there are a lot of people who are really, really into Amazon series that like Invincible or The Boys. So I'm sure that they would love to play an RPG based off either of those at any point. Don't know why, but they really are.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is just me personally, but I think RPGs that are based off properties like this are kind of doomed to failure because the players know the twists. The players know how dangerous some of these characters can be. So if like with Invincible, you have like, Viltrumite or however it's pronounced appears. You're like, oh shit, we got to get out of here. As opposed to an actual RPG session where the person will be like, wait, is this a bad thing or a good thing?
Bad thing. I had to think about that. I was like, bad thing.
Yeah, so it's like in a normal RPG, you're like, well, you're coming across this tiny little creature that's a brain with legs on it. And most people are like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. And you're like the DM is like, this is a bad thing, but you don't want to tell them it's a bad thing. And so they're like, we're going to attack it. And you're like, you idiots.
You fool. You got to play the Gilbert Godfrey. You fool.
You fool.
You fool. that was one of the...
Gilbert Gang. You fool.
You fool. That's still one of the funniest things I've seen.
My Gilbert Godfrey just turns into Wallace Shaw. So when I'm doing that. You idiot. Never mess with a Thethilian when death is on the line.
Yeah.
Like Princess Bride role playing. Like, what's even the point of that? Like, you're just doing the movie. Why don't you just reenact the movie with the script?
Yeah. It's a good point.
All right, so I think I ran through everything. Did you want to announce what the next challenge? You didn't finish your figure for the challenge, did you?
I did not. No, I have to. I have to.
One figure, Steve. That's all we asked of you.
Yeah,
One figure.
I couldn't do it. I mean, technically, if I wanted to be pedantic, I could be like, well, it is 3 colors, and I did base it, so.
Well,
But I mean, it's not finished to the standard that I want it to be finished, so I wouldn't declare it finished. So I'm gonna have to go in for a twofer on my challenge because I'll be getting him done as well as my other challenge. But
what's your challenge for this next 2 weeks?
One regiment of at least 10 standard infantry size or more, or 3 ogre size or more.
Well,
So I want a regiment.
Let's narrow it down because
I want to include the ogre size. Okay, sorry, ogre sized if your army is ogre sized.
Okay, so if you're playing ogres, it can be ogre size, but if you're doing regular fantasy, it should be a unit of 10.
Yeah, so a unit of 10 or more regular infantry. Yeah, so a unit of 10 or more regular infantry for your army, or a unit of 3 infantry for your army if you're doing ogres. I'll also accept if you're specifically building the troll, horde, orc, and goblin list. That would also be fine.
Okay, that makes sense. So I'm good on that one. I could probably do 10 Chaos Warriors in 2 weeks. Maybe this is a tough one. So you're up in the ante. Are you sure you don't want to do like 5?
I'll say a minimum unit size for the unit. So let's be as as wide reaching as possible. So if a unit's minimum size is 5, it's 5. If your minimum size is 10, it's 10. And that's why I say 3 ogres, because 3 ogres is the minimum unit size for ogres. So one minimum unit size of your choice.
I think this is going to be a little bit intense for people.
Yeah.
So this one's going to be a little hard. But you know what? Hey, why not? By the way, also the magic is we talked about. I forgot to mention it, but they are doing a Hobbit box set as well.
Oh yeah. There's the Hobbit set, which will expand on the Lord of the Rings cards already, so that'll be pretty hot.
I just I forgot that I wanted to mention that when I know we talked a lot about the Star Trek, but anyway, so we'll have so everyone who's taken part so far, I know Dumbass has, Matt has, so we got some people who are working on it. So let's keep up on it, guys. I know who else? I'm trying to look really quick just to see.
Oh yeah, I gotta post the finished works in the image only channel as well.
Yes. So we do have some stuff. So let's move on. I did get my Crom in there. So
yeah,
we're good there. Let's move it on. So we're gonna do a small unit of at least 10 of the minimum unit size.
Yes. So if your minimum unit size is 5, it's 5. If your minimum unit size is 3, it's 3. Whatever it is.
If your minimum unit size is above 10, 10 is your minimum.
I don't think anything has a minimum above 10.
Maybe something small like goblins.
Not Old World, no, because goblins, I'm pretty sure minimum is still 10.
What about Noblars?
Noblars maybe minimum 20. That could be it.
By the way, did you see the rumors about everyone's talking right now about Vampire Coast?
Oh yeah, Vampire Coast would be a genius release for them for Old World, to be honest.
I mean, so if there is a truth to the rumor that Vampire Coast is one of them, I think it's going down to my theory on they're doing the New World army in a book or series or whatever. So they're going to do Dark Elves, Lizardmen,
Skaven,
because they're all readily in the New World. And also vampires in the New World are very much the Vampire Coast. So more than likely what it will be is a Vampire Counts army, with Vampire Coast being one of those smaller armies that you could build that they'll, post in the, what's it called? Their regiments of renown, armies of renown, whatever those are called. So that's probably what it's going to be. You're probably going to be able to have Luther Harkon and some specialized units in that book. So maybe a pirate ship golem like they have in the game, and maybe they'll do Amazons as a special unit, a regiment of renown. But We'll see. I think
I mean,
the only other,
that's exciting. I hope they do that. That seems awesome. So
yeah, I think that would be fantastic. All right. So, do we have anything else that we need to hit for today?
I think
we hit it all.
I think that's
awesome.
it.
All right, go to the Game Classy Facebook page. It's the best way to find a link to the Game Classy Discord. If you'd like to see more of my stuff, you can see me at Game Classy. If you want to see more of Steve's stuff, at Game Classy on Instagram. If you want to see more of Steve's stuff, you can see him on the Discord. If you want to see some of our other stuff, it's all on the Discord as well. Discord, best way to get in contact with us, best way to talk to us, best ways to make love to us. If you'd really like to help out the podcast, you could like, comment, subscribe on iTunes, or like, comment, subscribe on Twitter. Actually, like, comment, subscribe on any of your podcast feeds. Let's add that onto there. Because that's just the way to bring us up in there. And you know what? Most people don't care because they just want to see three fat guys sitting on a couch, slouched backwards with a microphone in their face, talking about their latest game of 40K and how they're playing the same list that's really popular with everyone else. So, Steve, until next time.
I have the gun. I don't care.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Later.
Game Classy.